Alright, so picking up from where we left off on the set font demo application, we've got all of the customization for our slider set up already. So the next thing I want to go ahead and do is add a text area control to this and then give the slider some kind of functionality in relation to that text area control. So the first thing I want to go ahead and do, we've already got an HBox layout, but in addition to this, I also want to go ahead and add a VBox, since I want to go ahead and take the label and the slider and then place that above the text area. So I need a VBox to do that. So I'll go ahead and grab a VBox from that layout package. And then we'll also go ahead and bring in the text area control from the control package. All right. And then the next thing I'll go ahead and do, right after setting up everything for my label and my slider, underneath this, I'll go ahead and set up my text area. So the only things I really need to do with this text area are to just make it. And then I also want to go ahead and specify a single property that I think is fairly crucial for a text area. So we'll go ahead and make our text area. The name of the variable, I'll just make a text area in all lowercase. This will be equal to a new text area. We don't need to specify anything for its constructor. Just go ahead and make it just as is. Very similar to a text field, the key difference being the size of it. So when you think of the relationship between these two things, a text field is only really large enough to allow a single line of input from the user, whereas with the text area, this is typically going to be much larger with the intent of allowing up to maybe like a paragraph of input from the user. Okay. The next thing I want to go ahead and do is take that text area and I want to apply one piece of customization to it, which is to set the wrap text property of it to be true. Go ahead and make that true. And the purpose of this particular property is to make sure that whenever we reach the rightmost edge of the text area while we're providing some kind of input, we want to make sure that our text wraps to the next line. So by default, this is actually set to false, meaning that your text would kind of trail off the text area. In some cases, it wouldn't be visible anymore, depending on how you customize it, or you could also provide a scroll bar to make sure that you can move to see it. But preferably, we want to go ahead and make sure that it's the text is just wrapping to the next line, since that's visually more appealing for the user. Okay. The next thing we'll go ahead and do is make our VBox. So for this VBox, there'll be a new VBox object. We're going to give this 10 pixels of padding, or of spacing between the HBox that consists of our label and our slider, and then the text area underneath. So we'll go ahead and save it like this, and we'll run this application real quick just to see how everything looks. So that's our set font demo.java. And then go ahead and compile it. But then we'll also go ahead and make sure that the VBox is the root node as well. Okay, so we can see our label and our slider up at the top. We can kind of see the top border for where the text area starts. So right in here we can start to provide some kind of text. So this is some text inside of our text area. Okay, so the next thing that we need to go ahead and do now that we've got the interface set up is we want to go ahead and make sure that the slider has some kind of functionality. And what we want to do is make sure that as we move this slider, the text inside of our text area is being, will either shrink or grow to match the value in that slider. Go ahead and close that. Coming over here. So the next thing I want to go ahead and do is add a few more lines to set up the functionality for the slider. We'll do that after the text area. So I want to go ahead and get that slider. So we got our font size slider. And very similar to what we had to do for the list view, we need to actually go ahead and get the property of the thing that we're moving, so the value that's associated with the handle. So it's somewhat similar to when we needed to set a particular property for the selected items of a list view. So we want to go ahead and get a value property, and then we want to add a listener to this. Okay. And where this becomes a little bit different from any of the event handlers that we've had to create so far, instead of having to specify an event for a slider, it actually takes a couple more parameters than just that. So we're going to have an extra pair of parentheses here to specify the additional parameters that we're going to be specifying. So we're going to have an observable. This will be the first parameter. We have an old value. This will be the second parameter. And then we have a new value, and that'll be the third parameter. So the two ones that we're the most concerned with are going to be old value and new value. Old value is just basically keeping track of whatever value the slider had just before we moved it, and the new value will essentially have whatever the value has become after we had moved it. Okay. So then we'll have our arrow notation, and then I'll go ahead and include that pair of curly braces. So we then go ahead and provide our line of code for the body of this event handler. So for this one, what we want to do is get the text area and set the style in some way. So we're going to do text area, and we'll call that set style method. And then inside of here, what I want to do is just modify the size of the text in that text area. So I'm going to use FX, font size, and then I want to change the size of the font to match whatever value I just moved the slider to, which is actually going to be this new value that's being passed in. So I can just use that right here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save it like that, and then we'll compile this and run it. Okay, so we see our interface is still the same. We still have some text in our text area. And now if I come over to my slider and I start to move this, we can see the size of the text start to grow as I move it to one side. And as we can see just now, when the text reaches the rightmost edge of this text area, it'll wrap to the next line. So this is what we want it to be doing. And then if I move this back down, we can kind of shrink the text back all the way to size of 10. Okay. So this is going to cover everything in regards to the setup, the layout, and the functionality of our set font demo. Going into the next couple of videos for this, we're going to start wrapping up this set of videos for this chapter by looking into menus as well as the file chooser class with one last application.